Hi everybody, today we are going to be working on our perspective project. This is going to be a multi-day project, so it's important that the paper you use today and the drawings you do today you keep for the future, for multiple class times to come. So we're talking about perspective, which is when we draw three-dimensionally. We use height, width, and depth to create three-dimensional objects in drawing. So we're going to be creating a 2-point perspective city, a three-dimensional city. So the materials that you'll need for today are a pencil, a piece of paper, it can be any kind of paper, an eraser, and a ruler or some kind of straight edge. If you don't have a ruler at home, you can use anything that has a straight edge, like for example a cereal box or a book or a folder or a binder, anything that has a sturdy straight edge that you can use. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we're going to do is create a horizon line. A horizon line is where the sky meets the land, like where the sun sets or the sun rises. So we're going to create a straight line kind of towards the top of our paper, maybe in the top third, with our paper horizontal, so our paper's hot dog style. So line up your ruler or your straight edge into a nice straight line and draw one horizon line. So now everything underneath this line is where the land is, and everything above this line is where the sky is. The next thing we're going to do when we draw perspective is we're going to create two vanishing points, two little circles on both ends of our horizon line. This will be where all of our objects disappear. So once they reach this point, they have disappeared. So that means from this point on, if our paper is divided in half, everything drawn over on this side will be pointing towards this vanishing point, and everything over on this side will be pointing towards this vanishing point. Okay? So go ahead and get there. I'm going to pause for just a second and let you get caught up. Great. So at this point you should have a horizon line and two vanishing points on either side of your paper on the horizon line. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create our first building. This is going to be a building that's on the corner of a street. So I want you to draw kind of in the bottom third of your paper, a little bit towards the middle, a straight vertical line, a perfectly vertical line that is about 2 or 2.5 inches long if you're using a full-size letter size paper, like a piece of notebook paper or printer paper. So once you've got this nice straight line, we're going to create the walls. This is going to be the corner of our building. So get your straight edge again, and from the top of your line that you just drew to the vanishing point, draw a line. Just like this. And you're going to do that on the other side towards the other vanishing point as well. Okay, that's the top of our wall. Now we need to do the bottom of the wall. So it's going to be the same thing from the bottom of the vertical line all the way to the vanishing point. Line it up nice and perfect. Draw a straight line. Make sure that you are drawing very light. I'm drawing dark just so that you can see it on the camera, but you should be drawing very, very light because a lot of these lines are measuring lines and we will erase them later. Good. Okay, so believe it or not, this is going to be the walls of my building. So now we need to draw two more straight lines. So decide how big you want your building to be. How wide do you want it to be? I want mine to just kind of be a normal size. So I'm going to draw two straight lines on either side to finish off my walls. So this is going to be the two sides of my building. Now we need a roof. So from this corner, we're going to go to the opposite vanishing point to create a roof. So line it up, corner to vanishing point, and draw a straight line. Once again, on the opposite side, line it up, corner to vanishing point, draw a straight line. Good, so now you should see a building, 3 sides of a building, and we've got 6 extra lines. So go ahead and erase the extra lines. I'm gonna pause and erase my lines as you do as well. Okay, so now that I've gone and erased my extra lines, my measuring lines, I have a 3-dimensional box or cube shape or my corner building. Okay, so now that we've got one building, this is the only building we're gonna do for this day, but we're gonna go ahead and put in our sidewalks and streets. So to create the sidewalk, the first thing you're gonna do is kind of recreate that line one more time, that measuring line we were using, but this time we're gonna go all the way to the end of the paper. So line it up, vanishing point, running across your building, and draw a straight line, just like that, you see? And do that on the opposite side as well, intersecting the line so that you create an X. So vanishing point, lined up along this bottom side of my building, draw a line. Good, and you can kind of clean up your lines just a little bit if needed. So this is gonna be part of the sidewalk, and here's the intersection. So let's make that sidewalk. So go ahead and line up with your vanishing point, parallel to this line right here, creating a sidewalk. You see a vanishing sidewalk. Good, and do that on the opposite side as well. Try to make your sidewalks about the same size. They should always run along each side of each other, but not intersect until they get to this vanishing point right here, okay? So now that we've gotten this far, we've got 2 sides of sidewalk, but we need one more on either side to create our road. So we're gonna do the same thing, line up, and draw another line. We're creating that sidewalk. Okay, just like this. So now I've got a road, if you can imagine. Here's gonna be the road. Here's the sidewalks, and here's the intersection. Here's the crosswalk. Do that on the opposite side as well. Good. Okay, so now you should be really starting to see it. Here's our road. Here's the corner building. Here's where the intersection would be, where the stop sign or stoplight would be. Here's the sidewalks, and here's where the crosswalks are gonna be. So let's go ahead and erase some extra lines. So erase 2 corners of your sidewalk. Okay, so you can see I've gone in and kind of erased those extra lines that I don't need, and I erased some of the intersection lines as well. So now I have a really nice crosswalk and intersections, okay? After, this is as far as you need to get today. After today, next class, we're gonna be adding in more buildings and filling out our crosswalk as well, but this is all you need for today, okay? So 1 building, 2 streets, and an intersection with sidewalks. Great, good job.